Hari Om. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, a great revered sage, Yajnavalkya ji, he says very clearly, Atma va are drashtavyah, shrotavyah, mantavyah, nididhyasitavyah. Shravana, manana, nididhyasana, kartavyah. That is when you can, as a seeker, experience that Brahma Tattva as my own true nature, my own core of being. When Yajnavalkya gives this advice, who is he giving it to? For that particular seeker who has very meticulously lived a life of transforming the attitude towards karma so that there is karma yoga that gets performed and that attitude is retained. And there is a very strong nishtha in upasana. So, for the one who has lived a meticulous life of karma yoga attitude and performed sincere upasana, and with that strength of upasana bala, there is the mind which has become more rested, peaceful. For them, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Shravana is not listening to any sound bites or any feel good factors. That is not called Shravana. It is the Shastra vichara. Shastra, where there is Vedanta vichara, and that Vedanta vichara is purely on the Shastra sammata. There is no Shastra hani in it. That what is intended by the Shastra is not misinterpreted or manipulated or diluted. Such Shastra vichara, there will be several doubts in it. In order to remove those doubts, there needs to be a thorough churning process. That churning process is called the manana. When we engage ourselves in manana, it removes all these doubts that are there in our intellect with regards to what is the nature of this individuality that I am, what is the nature of this Brahma Tattva that the Shruti is pointing at, what is the relationship of me with this Jagat, this creation, and what is the substratum of all of this. In all this matrix, where do I stand? What is the purpose? And how do I achieve that purpose? That clarity, once it is established without any doubts, when that Shravana continues after that, when I am listening, as I am listening, there is the jnana of that which is pointed at, that oneness is understood, assimilated, abided in. So, Shravana leads to Jnana, And that jnana is ascertained to be doubt free by manana. So, knowing transforms to being. This knowing transforming into being is a very subtle, subjective experience. And that subtle, subjective experience is often misunderstood, and we are guided by various people into understanding that for realization there needs to be a lot of shrama, lot of effort that is involved. Knowing is being. And the best example that comes to understand that it is not shrama, it is just knowing, and in that knowing is being. Karna is led to meet Kunti Devi. I think this is just before the Mahabharata war began. And he asks Kunti Devi straight, point blank question. Oh, Kunti Devi, I hear that you have had a sixth son. Who is that sixth son? Unhesitatingly, Kunti Devi says, Tattvamasi. You are that. As soon as Karna heard this, the Shravana happened. Knowing because of that Shravana happened. He comes to experience the state of being that I am the sixth one, or I am the first one. After me were born the other five. So, in count, I am the one which is missing in that count, so the sixth one. So, hearing it, you come to know, knowing it, you come to be. In that, Karna did not transform, he did not become something, he already was. He just becomes aware of it. This knowing is called, or this being, what I know, come to be, is called the realization. I come to realize my true nature. So, realization has happened. But then, my millions and millions of lives that I have lived, there is unvedantic habitual errors that keep happening. And because of these unvedantic habitual errors, I keep going back to my earlier practices. And going back to these earlier practices, there are these very set, rigid patterns of vasanas, tendencies. Those have to be broken. And that can be broken with this final stage called nididhyasana. Nididhyasana, to contemplate upon and to meditate upon, it's not a repetition, it is not a thought repetition. It is to abide in the clarity that I am this Brahma Tattva. And all the Viparita Bhavana, the contradicting habitual errors that I have been uh, subjugated to weed them out, to remove them systematically. That is the purpose of meditation. This is as according to the Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Sutra very clearly states that this is what is called meditation. Now, in today's world where everything is has to be quick and snappy, we have we have instant idlis, instant coffee. Everything has to be under 2 minutes. Even this dialogue has to be under certain, so that it is catchy and it is easily assimilated. This is the 2 minute meditation. And anything and any which thing that can be practiced under the banner of meditation is being thrown across and is being practiced. Net result, what happens is the benefit of this realization, which the scriptures promise as the ultimate state of bliss or happiness, which is my true nature, is not experienced. Let alone that, even we don't experience the sense of peace and stability within. So, what is meditation? What is this nididhyasana? What is its practice? That is what we will focus on in the coming uh, nuggets. So, we will continue this in our next uh, in the series. Tune in to know more. Hari Om.